8 foods, 8 true stories you were never told. Let's eat. Did you know the matcha in your cup isn't originally Japanese? It's matcha, and its story begins over 1,000 years ago. Powdered tea was born in China, where leaves were ground into a fine powder and whisked into hot water, a drink for emperors and poets. Then around 800 years ago, a Japanese monk named Isai traveled to China, learned the method, and carried the seeds home. In the temples, monks drank it to stay awake through long hours of meditation, a medicine for the body and the mind. Strangely, China moved on to loose-leaf tea, but Japan kept the whisk and refined it over centuries into an art of stillness, from a monk's medicine to the cup in your hand. Eat. Every bite is history. The world's most famous kebab. It wasn't invented in Turkey. It was invented in Germany. Tonight, the Döner Kebab. That spinning tower of meat is old. Ottoman cooks stood the grill upright over 150 years ago. But the kebab you actually eat, meat, salad, sauce, tucked in bread, that was born in Berlin. In the 1970s, Turkish workers came to rebuild a broken Germany. Tired, busy, hungry. So one of them put the shaved meat into bread, with salad and sauce. A hot meal you could carry. He sold it by Berlin's Zoo Station in 1972, and he never patented it. From a worker's quick lunch to a street food the whole world copied. Eat. Every bite is history. There's a dish that Spain holds sacred, a dish of fire, rice, and pride. But the truth behind it is not what you think. Real paella has no seafood, none. It was born in the 1800s, not in a grand kitchen, but in the rice fields of Valencia. Under an open sky, over a crackling fire, farm workers cooked their midday meal from whatever the land would give them. Rice, rabbit, snails, and beans. And the name? Paella was never the name of the dish. It was the name of the pan, the wide black pan they cooked it in. So every time the world says paella, it is really just saying the pan. They let the rice caramelize into a golden crust, the sakarat, and they ate it as one, straight from the fire. From a humble field to the soul of a nation. Eat. Every bite is history. Vietnam's most famous soup only exists because the French wanted steak. Tonight, pho. 100 years ago, the French ruled Vietnam, and they brought a hunger for beef. Farmers used their cattle to work the fields, not to eat. But the French wanted steak, and left the bones behind. So cooks in the north simmered those bones for hours into a deep, fragrant broth. They called it pho. Some say the name came from the French, pot-au-feu. Vendors carried it through the streets at dawn, balanced on a shoulder pole, calling out into the dark. From colonial leftovers to Vietnam's gift to the world. Eat. Every bite is history. Did you know one of the world's most famous noodle dishes wasn't created by a cook, but by a government? It's called Pad Thai. Its story begins in the 1940s, when Thailand was at war, poor, and running short on the one thing it treasured most. Rice. Rice was the nation's lifeblood, too precious to eat at every meal, so the government went looking for a new dish to feed its people. Their answer? Rice noodles, which stretched further, stir-fried with tamarind, palm sugar, and fish sauce. They called it Pad Thai, the Thai stir-fry. and spread the recipe across the entire country. One dish meant to feed a struggling nation and unite it under a single identity. Sweet, sour, and salty. It became the taste of a country deciding who it wanted to be. From wartime necessity to the world's favorite noodle. Eat. Every bite is history. Did you know? Korea's spiciest street food began as a gentle dish made for kings. It's Tteokbokki. Its story starts centuries ago, in the royal courts of Korea, where chewy rice cakes were stir-fried with soy sauce, vegetables, and meat into a mild, savory delicacy fit for royalty. No spice, no red, just elegance. Then came war. The Korean War left the country hungry and rebuilding. Around that time, a woman named Ma Bokrim accidentally dropped a rice cake into a pot of sauce, and it tasted incredible. She began coating rice cakes in fiery red gochujang chili paste and selling them from a street stall in Seoul. Cheap, hot, and addictive, it spread across the whole nation. From a royal delicacy to the beating heart of Korean street food. Eat. Every bite is history. Did you know Italy's fanciest pasta started as poor shepherd food? It's called Cacio e Pepe, and it only has 3 ingredients. Back then, shepherds in central Italy walked their flocks for weeks across the hills. They couldn't carry much, so they packed the basics. Dried pasta, a hunk of hard pecorino cheese, and black pepper. At night, they'd boil the pasta over a fire, then toss it with the cheese, the pepper, and a splash of the starchy pasta water. That's it. No cream, no butter. The cheese and water make it creamy on their own. 3 cheap ingredients and a campfire. That's how one of Rome's most famous pastas was born. From a shepherd's fire to the tables of the world. Eat. Every bite is history. Some foods feed a nation. This one fuels its obsession. In Argentina, there is a street food that follows the game wherever it goes. They call it choripan. Its story begins on the open plains, where the gauchos, the cowboys of Argentina, cook chorizo over an open fire. No plates, no forks, just fire, meat, and bread. They split the sausage, laid it in a crust, and ate with their hands, in the saddle. Then came football. In the 1930s, as the stadiums filled, the vendors arrived at the gates, and choripan became the taste of the terraces. One before the match, one after, win or lose. Topped with chimichurri, a green sauce said to be born from an Irishman, chasing the flavor of home. From the plains to the roar of a nation. Eat. Every bite is history.